breakages. If that is fine, and I know colleagues will permit me not to share my video so that we can have uninterrupted session. If that is accepted, please can you hear me? I want.
Yes, we
Yes,
can hear
please.
you.
All right. Thank you so much. Like I said, my two senior able men has already gone ahead of me. So let me see what I can do within this short time frame. So the topic that was given to me to handle is about managing business finances for profit, efficiency, and growth. Um, every organization wants to grow, but we have two types of growth, whether you are growing internally or we are growing what externally. But this afternoon, our focus is going to be only shifted on profit efficiency growth. It means that you are considering internal growth. And the organization that set out today, every day they want to put up a branches to get close to the customers. But without accessing some key tools or some key strategies, whether they can do that within that time frame, whether they are locking their capital, and capital as I'm talking about, I'm not talking about structure as a capital, I'm talking about the working capital and other cash flow requirements as a tool. Permit me to say that by the end of this discussion, colleagues who are business-minded people on this call will be able to know why financial management is a lifeline for business SMEs. Here we are talking about the small and medium-scale enterprises. And again, we'll be able to know some key financial terminologies practical for Ghanaian businesses. And again, how we are going to be able to manage our cash flow, tools, scenario based, and solutions that are proposed not extensively, at least as a guide to take you through. Then the fourth one, how we are going to secure funding, tools, scenario based, and solutions. You can only secure fundings when certain things are done well. We're going to look at some types of fundings that are available for you as an SME and also be able to understand some optimized financial strategy for scalability. And again, the voices of some Ghanaian youth entrepreneurs, lessons that you can learn from, and the quote that they have made. Some practical cash flow tools, step-by-step guide what demonstration. And again, we're looking at some common financial pitfalls and remedies. Why some businesses are failing? What are some of the things that they are doing, and where you can avoid? Or if you are still doing that the same, remedies available for you, and some profit efficiency framework that are available. Five steps in all for growth. Here again, I emphasize that we are not talking about external growth. An interactive group case discussion or group study for youth SME financial rescue, and a wrap-up session or a reflection or challenges. If there's any other question or contribution after the session, then you can have that from here. Please, do I have your attention to proceed after the table of contents has been duly discussed?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so the first on our session, we are talking about why financial management is a lifeline. You know, there are something what we call molarity in every business, and it is not with exception with SME. We can attest that there are research that have been done by so many people. One of such research was done by Banfo in 2024, which says that over 65% of youths own businesses in Ghana fail within the first 5 years. Within the first 5 years. I don't know colleagues who have joined the call. How many years have you been in business? If you are within the business for 3 years, you have not gotten to what Bamford was talking about. You could be doing better in the 3 years session. If you are able to cross these 5 years and you are still within the business, that is what we call that we are past that test. Cash dominance. Um, Also, research done by World Bank in 2023 made to understand that most of the Ghanaian businesses, especially the 70% of Ghanaian SMEs, operate within what? Inadequate cash flow planning. And if you have inadequate cash flow planning, that is what is coming into your business and what is going out of your business, then you are definitely bound to fail. Most of the people cannot distinguish a profit, which is a paperwork, from what you call cash flow, your inflows and your outflow. You could be getting a lot of profits. Your profit margin can be like 50,000. This is my profit on paper. This is what I bought the items as such and I sold it as such and I've subtracted all my expenses from it. And here I'm seeing a profit of 50,000. Hey, this business is pretty. But why are you not able to pay your debtors as and when they fall due? Why are you always postponing them if you have that profit? Let's proceed. Inflation, again, is a persistent increase in the general price level of goods and services. And again, the research done by BOG was that inflation is a disturbance tool, which in 23%, inflation is hovering around in 2024, hovering around 23%, where businesses who has no structure, thank God, thank God, my brother Bless spoke about structure. So when an inflation is hovering around 23%, and businesses who have not without adequate structure in terms of financial planning loses profit efficiently, loses profit because gradually there are inflation. Here in current trend in Ghana 2025, inflation is a bit lower than before, but then we still have our people who are refusing to reduce the prices of commodities. We look at the growth linkage also. Um, when you have a well-structured budget and financial review report, it could indicate that within 30 to 30 to 40%, you will have a higher growth than those that don't have clear structured budget or financial planning. So you can ask yourself that why are these businesses growing so faster internally? It's because they have what they have maintained a, a structured budget and a financial review or report. They review whatever financial. It's not about some of us that say that have a profit of 50,000. You don't do other reviews to see if that is realistic or not. Youth content. Only 27% of Ghanaian youth entrepreneurs keep formal accounts. So how many percentage don't keep formal accounts? Please, this one is simple mathematics. 100 minus 27. We are all youth here, and the research is saying that only 27% of Ghanaian youth entrepreneurs keep formal what accounts. So ideally, 73% don't keep formal account. Hence, the reason why you see a lot of collapse, where Bless and my able brother and a friend, a senior, Gideon also spoke about. This is something I want to ask you, maybe when you progress, as you think about it. For instance, if your three top customers, every business has some three best customers. Assuming today all your three best customers, they delay in paying you. They ask you that they will pay you in 2 months' time, and within after 2 months, they delay in paying you. You don't receive the money. Will your business still survive or your business will still collapse? Because mind you, your business is only linked to only three of these customers. And in 2 months, they have not paid you. What will be the survival or the growth of your business? Or would your business fail or your business will still pass the time? We want to just explain some key financial terminologies. When we talk about cash flow, what's the meaning? In simple put, we are talking about monies that they are coming into your business and money that they are going out. And how do you monitor and ensure that their sustainability whether what is due to pay, you have money to pay at that time. Here, the need for what you call the budget analysis, either rolling budget or rolling cash forecast, and we will talk about it as we progress. And again, for instance, a market woman or an entrepreneur at Mokola, and he has earned 25,000 monthly. But most of the chunk of his money is on credit base. He has sold to people. You know, you can sell either for cash or on credit, and your customer will either pay you later. So let's say Auntie Mansa has sold 25,000 to somebody. 50% of that money is in arrears. Ideally, we are talking about either 12.5, which you have received physical cash. But then you have to pay a supplier, which he has supplied you that goods, worth 60,000. How will you go about that? He said you have a lot of profit. Convert your profit into cash and now pay this person. This is where the problem lies in most of the enterprises or the youth businesses that we propose some able solutions to that. So when you progress, you understand. What is working capital? Working capital is basically your current assets. Current assets, we are talking about your stock, your stock is the same as your inventories, your receivables, your cash and cash equivalents. When you add all those together and you subtract your working current liabilities from it, we are talking about those that you own, whether creditors, whether rents, whether salary which has not been paid. You subtract it from it. Are you looking is it a positive balance or a negative? If it's a negative, that means that as and when you need to pay people, you are not really looking to pay them. So where another crisis also falls. So that is basically the meaning of what working capital. Here to look at a boutique in Osu who cannot restock. You need to go for goods, but he doesn't have money. All the money is in debt. He has sold, but it's not very physical. It's with the customers. And all of them has promised to pay in certain day, certain time. But another client also need goods from you. How do you go about it? You don't have money. And when you buy, they also give you on credit that pay every 2 weeks this. And that's the case you have given to your customers, pay 1 month. If where you get your goods, they say pay 2 weeks, and you are giving 1 month, how then do you get the money ahead to pay them? That's where other problem also lies. So key also aspect of it is burn rate, how speed, the speed of fund what usage. Money comes into your business maybe every 2 weeks, but you will spend every day. You spend every day. Every day you are paying somebody. Every day you are paying somebody. Meanwhile, it comes into your business either every month, every 2 months, or every 2 weeks. So a youth in fintech spend like 300,000 in a particular 6-9 months. When you don't keep these expenses on check, it will collapse your business. So we're talking about the capital, cost of capital. Because of the sessions you'll be going through, you're talking about the funding, how to raise funding. That is why I'm explaining all these key terminology, because you will use them in our subsequent discussion. You want to expand your business, and either you are using your profits written or something, and somebody will also choose that. I need a partner. Bless spoke about types of business. You have sole proprietorship, partnership, company. So if you want to adapt a company, it means that you are floating shares and you want people to join into your business. And with that, either the people becomes an ordinary shareholder or a preference shareholder. With a preference shareholder, you have to give that person a particular dividend in terms of percentage every year out of your profits that you make. So with that one, you call it, you can consider it as a debt or something. The person is not a true owner. But again, you can say that I want to borrow from a bank. So you are comparing, when you allow somebody to become an owner, you are diluting your capital. Somebody will also share part of the cream. As against, no, I don't need anybody, but I'm going for what? Funding from a bank. I'm going for a loan. You assess the borrowing rate. That's where the cost of capital comes in. How much is the bank giving me? Do I have that enough resources to be able to pay as and when they fall due? When I do analysis in terms of how much I'll be paying in total, and if I give opportunity to somebody to become either a partner or a business owner, a part of it, where the person get 20% share and I get 80% share, which one is better? You do all those assessments before you just allow. You don't just allow to say that, oh, bring the money and when everything comes, we share. Meanwhile, the person is what? Either a sleeping partner or a quasi partner. He has just allowed his money. You are running the business every day. You will fail. So, example of what I'm giving to you, a bank loan is this, and where you are using it to set up a business. You have to consider a lot of things. Scalability is part of our discussion. Here we are talking about we are growing our revenue faster than our cost. If you want to scale, it means that you are either using your profits or internally to grow the business without necessarily expanding, creating more agencies, avenues. No. So example I give again is a ZPay. ZPay scale by leveraging digital systems rather than physical world branches. Now, everybody wants to do business in a digital world. My brother Gideon talked about uh, the gig economy. He's talking about how you can even make use of digital platforms to make sure that your business travel beyond your locality. But again, our sisters and brothers want to do entrepreneurial business, and what they consider most is what? Physical branches, physical location, where they don't even have the gadgets, even if they have a physical location as a warehouse. And I mean, the gadget to do what? Marketing, online marketing, digital marketing, to promote their businesses so that even if they are at Amasaman, they can cut across all the regional centers we find ourselves in, even outside Ghana. So these are just the key terminologies. I don't want to bore you that much, but let's go to cash flow management tools. Cash flow management. How do you manage the cash flow? Benson is saying that there's a problem. Your profit is not the same as your cash flow. So how do we manage it? What are some of the tools and what are the scenario bases that are available for us to use as a guide? So you can manage your cash flow. The tools available is that you have to know, at least have what we call a 12-month rolling forecast. A 12-month rolling forecast simply means that from January to December, or if we are in August, you are having a 12-month rolling what forecast from August this year up to next year what July. So every month you know what is coming into your business from who Kojo Mensah it is coming. When do I pay somebody? I pay this person this. I have to pay salary. I have to pay rent. I have to pay online marketing tools that I'm using. I have to pay this. At what point do you pay? When it subtract, do you have enough money? You go to the next month. So all these are forecasts that you have done. So before you get to next month, which is September, you know that your cash that will be coming in, the cash that will be going out, whether it will be a negative cash flow, you have to look at alternative ways in which you have to get money to support before you are trapped, before you are trapped, before you see the reality. So you have a rolling budget, a rolling cash forecast, which is 12 months. When you finish 1 month, you throw it away, and you know that you have another rolling over, rolling over. So you roll over. When you finish this month, you throw that month away. You add another month ahead. Every session, you have a 12-month rolling forecast. Then, like I've spoken to you about, you have to have what? The receivable management. How are you receiving people that you own them, people that they owe you? How are you receiving your money from them? If you have given them 2 weeks, propose you pay your suppliers, propose to pay your people to also 1 month later, so that you have the money in before they call you for their money. So revenue receivable management, suppliers negotiation strategy, like I said, propose that you pay them what 2 months when you are expecting 1 month from your receivable, those that you sold for. You have to have at least Every business, every entrepreneur here should ensure to have a cash reserve. That cash reserve it should not be less than 3 to 6 months of whatever you need in your cash flow. So maybe in your cash flow every month you need like 50,000. Ensure or you need 5,000. Ensure that you have a reserve of 15,000 so that if even your customers who told you they will pay in 1 month and don't pay, you take from your reserve and to pay your suppliers in 2 months time so that when they pay, because I mean eventualities are bound to happen, emergencies. The supplier says that you want to pay at this time, but at that time when he was about to pay you, armed robbers broke into a shop. Let's talk about risk management. Armed robbers broke into a shop or her shop and stole the money. What will you do? He has processed for insurance, but insurance are yet to compensate him or her. But how will you also pay? Will you go and tell your supplier that I beg one of my supplier, who is my key supplier, who is my key customer, I had this issue, please, can you postpone this thing to no? Have a reserve so that you'll be able to pay your people as they want, as they forward you. Have a digital tracking system. And I heard my brother talking about QuickBook. We have Sage, we have Excel. Even if you cannot afford QuickBook, Excel application, you have advanced you can build a structured model where you can give you a financial report. It's just a click of a button. You automate everything that will give you a real life situation of your business, a real life. Do away with manual, where when somebody asks you, can you give me, I mean, last month, how your business performed? I just want to put NG, you have seen an angel fund. Any investor wants to put something into, he said, give me, is it on your phone? Now you are going to tailor all the records in book. You have passed that level. So example I want to give you, I told you I'll be giving you a scenario base. So example I want to give you, I thank God that we have a versatile people joining us. Some are in Accra, some are in outside Accra. We have Kumasi, we have others who are joining the session. So for instance, we have agro processing SME owner in this platform who is operating in Kumasi, and he earns his monthly sales is 150,000. But again, look at what I have in bracket. 60% of these sales is on credit. It means that 150,000 you are seeing, it is a sales figure, but then only 40% has been paid with physical cash. Assuming the 40% that has been paid is only 50,000, assuming it is only 50,000, but your monthly cost is 100 and what? 40,000 to pay in this month. You have 60,000 as a physical cash that has been paid in your bank, that has been paid in your safe. You have to pay 140. How then are you going to pay this amount of money? That's where the cash deficiency comes in. And when there's a cash deficiency, a problem that occurs is what? It will deplete what? Profit. What is the solution? The proposed solution when we have these things, it will reduce it what? Introduce what you call early cash payment or discount. All those 60% that you give credit facility to, tell them that when you pay within this time, you take 5% out of it and pay my money and see whether they won't force to pay you. Again, you can have a negotiation with your suppliers that when you supply me today, I will pay you in 2 months' time. 60 days supply credit term. You give me the goods today, 2 months' time, I'll pay you. So supply all the goods, I'll pay you in 2 months' time. And you are also ensuring that you are putting measures in place to ensure that you get the money before 2 months' time. Again, you can also partner with some bank or financial institution when you have a bank account that have been created. My brother Bless talk about it. You have to have a personal bank account as coupled with your business bank account. Money goes to you, even the banks will chase you. So we have something called invoice discounting. A customer that's supposed to pay you, you can give that invoice to the bank, and the bank will give you money as a discount. If it is 5,000, the bank will say that their interest is 10% or 5%. They will give you 4,500 available cash and they will take the invoice. So when the customer pay into your bank account, the bank will take the 5,000. Here they are making money available for you to what? Upscale, for you to what? Still be in operation so that you don't be in cash trap. You can also build what you call the buffer what cash reserves in the harvest season. In the harvest seasons, when your business is booming, it is not for chop chop. It's not for what? Abenkwan, Katenkwan. It's not for those things. No. Save money in the dry season. The dry season I'm talking about when there's a cash trap. You can also you can also adapt what we call the cash flow track for productive what or proactive what decision. A discussion that I want to leave you with as you go about it. What strategy will you adapt? First, if 60% of your clients pay later, they will pay you later. 60% is whooping amount of money. What strategy are available for you as a small entrepreneur? What strategy will you put in place to ensure that they pay? To also make money available. I've given you some of them, but what will you do currently? What are you doing? If you have given if you are giving credit to people and 60% of your sales is in arrears, where you have to month ends is coming, you have to pay rent, you have to pay this. Will you allow your landlord, will you allow the space you have rented, will you allow Facebook to say that you have to pay as the month has ended, and you say that Facebook, can you give me another, space for me to advertise my product, so that in when my creditor, when my the clients pay me, I also pay you. No, you have to have a strategy. Funding. I was giving some teams to talk about. You have cash flow funding and how we are going to scalability of business. So funding, tools for funding, scenario based and solutions. When you're talking about funding, it's about how to ensure that you are getting available money when you are cash strapped, when you want to upscale your business. Where do you get money from? I propose also five funding strategy. The first one is your retained earnings. Last year, you earned some amount of money as profit, whether it is accessible or not, is there. And then you can convert these profits into um, your operations. Why are you putting it aside? You can scale this retained profit, utilize it, plug back, put into your business again. That is one aspect of funding, how to secure funding. The next one is bank loan or bank overdraft. If you have a current account with any bank, and then your business is very viable when you are keeping proper record, and where at the end of every month or at the end of the year you engage some form of auditors, somebody to come and audit, where you have your audited financial statement. You can enter into any of the banks that you are working with so that they will either give you a loan, assess again, I told you, assess the what you are going to use that loan for, whether it's viable. I'll give you a scenario base and you understand. Either they will give you a loan or they will give you an overdraft. Overdraft simply means that you have 5,000 standing in your account, and because you have a trustworthy with the bank, all your financial records are very okay. The bank can allow you to withdraw 30,000. You have only 5,000. The bank will only allow you to withdraw 30,000 from your account. So the 25,000 is only overdraft. And either you'll be paying it at a bulk as a whole, or you'll be paying it small, small. Each month, the bank add a small portion of interest into it for you. And hence, you can utilize that opportunity to secure funding for your business. Another one is angel investor. The angel investor simply means somebody is observing you as you are going about your business. And one day the person approach you that I have some funding, I'm not using it for anything. And let me see how you do your business. Let me understand it. And even though I've watched it from afar, I want to understand it. The person, you explain to the person to say that I'm giving you this investment, I'm giving you this amount of money, trade with it, and at any point in time when I need it, I'll give you like 6 months ahead of time notice for you to give me. This angel investor have given you fund. What will you do? Is also part of what raising or securing funds, and we can talk about also government grants or NGOs grants. Somebody organizations can place some money into your company, and the NGO mostly give you a task that employed local people, those living in your community, every month employ one person. If you are able to what go by their strategy or the demands for the money, they will give you the money. Every month, employ one graduate in your area. every month employ one graduate in your area. And so this NGO is saying that they can give you funding, and the interest is 1%. But then the rule is that you are employing only one person at a time, or you are employing 5 people in a year. If you're able to employ 5 graduates in a year, then every 6 months they will push in 100,000, they will push in 500,000. These are also available funding for you to upscale your business. The last one we can talk about credits, trade credits, or hybrid of financing. Trade credit simply means that the supplier give you the goods. I've spoken about it. The supplier give you the goods, but you don't pay until what? 2 months time. So you don't need actual physical to start a business. You can, when you have a clear system strategies like my brother Bless spoke about, you can enjoy credit facilities and people supply you for free and then you pay. A lot of our sisters and brothers who go for China for goods. I once heard a story of Tekno. He said, look, the first thing he did is to send money to these people without knowing them and to send the phones. And after he did that, it was a risk that he took. After he did that, now Tekno in China send the goods without he paying. Now they have become a partner. The building at Dakuma, which is for Tekno, it will surprise you that it is a partnership that China had with him. Just one trustworthy open an opportunity for him just like that. So let's look at this scenario, a tech setup in Accra. A tech setup in Accra need 200,000 to upscale his business. Upscaling simply means that you operation your strategy, you ensure that you are growing. Every system is working. I'm not talking about expansion. Every system is working. So you need 200,000 for upscale. But the bank is ready to give you a loan for 18% per annum. But there's an investor that is also saying that he wants to become an equity shareholder, and then and you want to have a 25%, and you also have 75%. You assess, you don't say that, hey, Charlie, 25%, so the other one is 18, let me go for the 81. That is good. You assess a lot of things. You do calculations and see if the 18%, how much are you going to what? Pay to the bank every year in terms of the money we are giving to you. Assess that one in terms of your cash flow and your profitability and your liquidity and your efficiency level. Again, when the investor is also giving you 25% to become an equity shareholder, he is going to enjoy 25% and you enjoy also another percentage. You assess a lot of things, whether you want to dilute your shares. So you do a lot of assessment before you give a buy-in. Whether you want to go for the first one, being a bank loan, or you want to go for an investor, you consider all that. So possible solutions are proposed is that you assess the return on investment as against the repayment of the, the repayment schedule. What are the return on investment, the 25%, against the repayment of the loan? You assess that. You evaluate the investment, what the investor's strategy. Strategic what? Value beyond the capital. What is your strategy? What strategy, what mission your business is having, the objective your business is having? You have to assess all that and combine the loan as against the investment deal to balance the risks. To balance the risks. And again, you apply what you call the grants for supplement. You can apply grant for supplement as I explained to you, then strengthen financial statement for what? Negotiation. Can strengthen, I've spoken about some of these already. And your workshop is that you can draft a funding model for your setup. What funding model can you draft after this discussion? What funding model can you draft? I would ask you all to do same. Look at optimization for what? Financial strategy for what? Scalability. How are you going to optimize your financial strategy so that you can have scale? One, you can look at your budget with what? Multiple scenario. What ifs analysis. You can use your Excel to do what if analysis. What if this happen? What if this happen? What if this happen? Your budget against the actual and say, what if this happen? What if this customer don't pay? Am I still able to do all these to ensure that you are what? Optimize your what? Strategies for scalability. Again, you can do what gross margin analysis. Your gross profit over sales times 100. How much are you getting? It means that when you subtract your cost of sales from the sales figure, the money available before expenses comes in is this percentage margin. And mind you, if your expenses outweigh the gross profit, you are going to go as what? A net loss. You have to weigh all these, do cross and checks, assessing the gross profit margin as well. And you also look at what? The lean operation, cut down waste. Cut down waste, something that is not profitable for your business. You cut down. You cut down. Along the line, you discover that when you progress, you discover that you have to separate your business bank or business expenses from your personal. Your child is celebrating his birthday, and you have linked it, your birthday expenses, to your business. That is waste. That is unrelated. No, have your personal against your business. You can also do what you call finance digitalization. Have what you call EPR systems. My mother talked about QuickBook. You can talk about a Sage. You can talk about the Excel applications, and you can what automate your financial operations. Automate them. Paperwork reduce, and also ensure that there's a structured profit for what reinvestment. Another scenario I want to, zoom in. There are a lot of sisters and brothers on this call who are doing so many businesses. They are not doing only one type of product. They are doing all two or three. And I'll ask you this question. For instance, we have a cafe in Osu, and the cafe in Osu is into coffee and it's into snacks. And the sales, the sales for the sales for the sales for the caffeine is 20%. The sales for the caffeine is 20%. The sales for the caffeine is 20%, and the sales for the snacks is also 15%. And the gross profit margin for the caffeine is coffee. For coffee is 60%. That means that for coffee is giving him 60% profit, even though the sales is 20%. And look at the sales for the snacks is 25%, but then the profit margin is 15. If you are the one, what will you do? So the strategy I'm giving to you that we launched a coffee loyalty program. So our focus should be shifted from what? Snacks to coffee. So we launched a coffee loyalty programs, and we bundle the snacks into the coffee for higher margin. Again, we train the staffs for upselling of the combo. We are blending them together. So train the staff to upscale the combo and also gradually reprice the snacks to improve the what? To improve the profit margin. And lastly, you can talk about reinvest profits into coffee to to blow or to increase what expansion. What are some of the voices of Ghanaians youth entrepreneurs? They are saying that these are voices from our own people. They are saying that scaling is about structure, not what spend. When you want to scale, it's about structure. It's not about spending. And again, the other is that the number don't lie. If the books are empty, your dreams is what? Temporal. If your dreams is temporal, it means that your books are also what? Empty. Efficiency is discipline. There's gas as what? A profit. This is a sample one I've given to you as what they call cash flow budget tool. Your opening amount is this, your inflow is 50,000, and your outflow is what? 40. So inflow against the outflow, it will have a positive balance of 5,000, and you add it to your opening balance, which is your what? 25,000. So ideally, you have a good cash flow system. September to you have a good cash flow system. October, good cash flow system. These are steps. You record your inflows and outflows. You identify deficit months and propose the ways in which you can raise capital to support that. You build reserves, as I spoke to you about. You adjust your spending in a deficit months, and also what forecast plan funding ahead. Common financial pitfalls. Profit is not the same as what profits. Some people say that profit. You assume that profit equals to say no. Use what accrual accounting. You will know. You will charge whether spent any amount spent, whether paid or unpaid. You charge against your financial. You get a true record. Separate your business money from your personal money. Don't keep weak financial record. Adapt monthly bookkeeping system. Um, Over leverage. Borrow only when the return on investment for a project is very high, and also early upscale is necessary. Test your financial early upscaling. Sometimes you want to expand. Test your financial before you go into what upscaling. Profit efficiency framework. You do audits of your current financial system, diagnose it, design a system. What system are you designing? Create the clear financial policies, discipline, mentor consistently, and diversify is what ensure that you have a multiple streams of revenue that is going for. Upscaling simply means that you are expanding only when the systems are what proven. Interactive group. Here you are taking as a youth, want you have a shop in Accra and you have a revenue of what 60,000. The challenge is that you want to pay your rent arrears, you want to pay your salary. Salary has been delayed. Suppliers pressure is on you. A group task: identify any five mistakes in here. If the money are not available, these sales are with your credit, their supply, your clients, they have not paid, and recommend any corrective actions. And
Very
what are
well
the
done.
monthly turn up for this? Colleagues, I'll end here. I've given you a reference session for that. If I've exhausted your time for this session, kindly permit me, kindly forgive me.
The loan
I'll
shop.
end here so that the MC will take it up. Thank you so much for your time for me to be here. My brother Chilasi, if you can hear me, I'm done for now. So you can take it up.
Thank you.